G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping into Go Battle League, and as you can see, currently a rank 8, about in the middle. I'm going to jump into Premier Cup in the Ultra League. So the reason for Premier Cup over Ultra League itself is to get rid of some of those legendaries and mythicals. So sick of facing the Cresselia, Registeel, Giratina, Melmetal. Jump into Premier Cup and give that a go. So my current team is Gallade, Gengar and Swampert. I'm going to swap the Gengar for Obstagoon. Obstagoon running Counter, Night Slash and Cross Chop. So nothing crazy there. Gallade still running Confusion, Close Combat and Leaf Blade, and Swampert running Mud Shot, Hydro Cannon and Earthquake. So let's jump into the first game and see how we go. So we've got a Gengar on the lead. So it would be really good to have this matched up against the Obstagoon, but unlikely to do that. So I'm not sure why I didn't shield that first one up. I 100% should have. And then it allows the Gyarados to come out and farm me down after I've thrown the Leaf Blade. So I'm going to come out to Swampert here. Neither Swampert nor Obstagoon have very much play against the Gyarados, so this is my only option. So it's going to get to charge moves quicker, and I'm going to need to shield up the Aqua Tail. So in hindsight, probably should have swapped into the Obstagoon there, but it will come down to see what is in the back. So I've managed to save a shield there, and will now win switch. So out comes, and that's enough to KO. Out comes Machamp, and it's the worst possible matchup for the Obstagoon. There is no way that Obstagoon is winning. Even it had, with a shield advantage, it was going down. So GG right there, and having that's worst possible scenario for backline is to have a Machamp v Obstagoon with no shield. So on the lead is Venusaur in the next one, and so this is alright. My backline doesn't handle it very well, so I've swapped straight into my Obstagoon, so to mirror this one. I've not shielded this up, and it is a Night Slash, so that's really good for me. I'm going to throw the Cross Chop straight away. I don't get a shield, so able to take that match pretty comfortably. I do anticipate the Venusaur coming back out, and then I'm just going to have to throw those Night Slashes and try and do as much chip damage as I can on this. I did get a boost, an attack boost there, which is quite handy. I've got 2 shields, but I'm going to let that go. So I'm going to bring out the Gallade again. So Gallade, going to need to put a shield in here. Hopefully they only get to the one Frenzy Plant, and then I'm able to farm them down. So here is a bit of a questionable decision to throw that energy. I grabbed a shield from the Gengar, and the reason I've swapped into the Swampert is because obviously Swampert has absolutely no play against the Venusaur in the back, so I want to save the Gallade matchup. So throwing my second shield, and it was the Shadow Ball, so absolutely spectacular shield, and then going to throw straight into the next Hydro to take this out. In comes the Venusaur, very little health, and able to actually farm it down with Swampert there, so able to get a win there. So next one, Gallade into Gyarados again. Not a great matchup, but not a terrible matchup. If you can get to your Leaf Blades, you're in an okay spot. You will go down a shield, so you usually lose. So if they don't shield and you do, you can usually win this matchup, but you will go into a shield disadvantage. You will, however, have switch advantage, and I do prefer to have switch advantage in most cases. In this instance, I will throw a Close Combat here. I've got the shield, so decided to swap out, and then that's not an ideal situation for me to be in. They swap into the Escavalier, and it's not terrible, because Swampert can get to these Hydros so quickly. I will have to shield this up. The Drill Run is going to do a reasonable amount of damage, and I am able to get to the next Hydro before they're able to throw to another charge move and able to charge that down. So out comes the Snorlax. It does have energy and it has perfectly charged me down there. So in this one, really worried here. So if it gets to a superpower, it's going to absolutely wreck me. Obviously that Snorlax was not running superpower, so they've ended the game there. So really nice win there, and had the Gallade as well with some energy. So really good for me there. And we'll jump into the next one. So matching up Gallade against anything that's not fighter. So really bad lead for me. But I do need to. I can't really swap out, and unfortunately they did shield up the close combat, drops my defense, and then they're able to take me out with a Dragon Claw. So the was expecting that to be a Blast Burn, but Swampert can survive that. So they've swapped into their Machamp, which is really good for me because I want that Machamp to avoid. I want to avoid Machamp on my Obstagoon at all costs. So unfortunately, they've shielded that one up. So there's their second shield gone. So throw straight into the next one and able to do a little bit of damage there. I can't have this matched against my Obstagoon, so I've shielded, and that's a questionable play there because they are able to farm me down and throw this next charge move. So there, let the Swampert go, and yeah, so let the Swampert go and bring in Obstagoon to farm down. At least it has a shield, and then the Machamp is able to come in and fast move farm me down. So not even close. So just really bad lead, played really poorly, and a very good example of what not to do. So we'll jump into the next one and see what we do here. So Obstagoon on the lead. So not ideal, but I'm expecting this to be a Night Slash, so I won't shield the first one because if they get the boost, I am going to need to shield the second one. So go straight for the close combat, and they no shield it, so that's massive. That is absolutely huge. So in comes the Snorlax, and I'm going to throw a Leaf Blade. Was hoping to grab a shield there, but obviously they were counting my move, so that was not the case. So out comes my Obstagoon. So I do have to be wary of this one because obviously they can be running superpower. They hit me with a superpower on this Obstagoon, and I'm in all sorts of trouble. So I will be able to survive it. I'm expecting this to be a superpower. It is, so it takes me all the way down. I'm able to fast move farm it down, leave no energy at all on the Obstagoon, and let's see what's in the back. So it's a Charizard in the back, so I'm able to swap out into my Swampert and take that win. So getting that getting the Obstagoon matched up against the Snorlax there, although they did bait me with the body slam. I can, well, I say tank, but it's really not very tanky. The one superpower. So out comes the Venusaur on the lead. They swap into Charizard, so instantly swap into Swampert. So for this one, I don't ever shield that first one because they're going to come straight out with the Venusaur again and farm me down. So I want to leave as little energy as possible for them to be able to farm me down. So let that go through, and then they're going to sit back and just absolutely go to town. So come out with the Gallade here. And then they've swapped into their own Swampert, which is interesting. So here, because they have two shields left, what I should have done is yeah, so Obstagoon has a really poor matchup with Venusaur. So here I should have instantly swapped out to Venusaur. I was trying to catch a move. Unfortunately, I've clicked it and not clicked it in time. So really unfortunate there, but I am able to get to the next Leaf Blade, but I should have swapped out of as soon as they brought in the Swampert, I should have swapped out and brought in the Obstagoon, just because that's got such a poor matchup against the Venusaur. So all I can do is throw these Night Slashes, and yeah, it's pretty rough, but its counter damage is going to be resisted, and then it's able to fast move farm down. So it ended up being a really close game. Had I switched out the Obstagoon into the Swampert, that could have turned that into a win there. So that's a bit of advice there. So mirror matched Gallade. So for this one, always try and let them throw first. It is going to be a Leaf Blade, but I think I was able to sneak through an extra charge move when they threw their first one. So they've shielded up the first one, throw one, and then I'll be able to throw a second Leaf Blade. So let's see if they want to go 2 shields down. They do not, and I have now one switch. So out comes the Obstagoon. Out comes the Lapras, and Lapras will get to its Surf at the same time that Gallade gets to its Leaf Blade. So I had to throw a Leaf Blade. Couldn't save for the close combat, unfortunately. So now bring out the Obstagoon to farm this down. Go straight into cross chop here, and let's see if we get a second shield. So no second shield, and then out comes the Gengar. So Gengar running Focus Blast is a real problem here. But I do have a full health Swampert in the back, so this is probably going to be a Focus Blast, and it is, and that absolutely one-shots the Obstagoon, but obviously got a shield, so I will shield this up. This is probably going to be a Shadow Punch, but doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to get to another Focus Blast. I'm able to get to my Earthquake, and this will KO the Gengar from that range, so able to take that win. And just a safe play on the Obstagoon in case they don't throw the Focus Blast, and they bait you with a shield. You've got the Swampert in the back that's going to do super effective damage with its fast move, and be able to take out that Gengar with a shield. So if they had have baited, that's an absolutely amazing play, and having not baited, still able to do it. So out comes the Gyarados, and again, they didn't shield my first move. I am going to shield theirs, and then I'm going to be able to farm them down before they can get to another charge move. Leaves me with a little bit of health, and almost no... well, it leaves me a little bit of energy and almost no health, so I'm going to go straight for the close combat. They did shield that up. I do like to throw the close combat because it does mean they get less time to farm me down. So into this one goes the Obstagoon. So this should be a Night Slash, which it is, and that's going to do next to no damage, so happy days. And then they got an absolutely amazing swap onto the Dragonite. And then in this instance, what you want to do, to be completely honest, is probably swap out, because this has got such a... Again, the matchup. So this is early days with Obstagoon, and the matchups, you need to be aware that Obstagoon has a better matchup against the Scizor, so swap out and get your stronger Pokemon aligned correctly. So let's see how this works out for me. So they've swapped straight out of this, which is fine. They're able to get to their charge move. The Night Slash is not going to be doing huge amounts of damage. Back-to-back Night Slashes, so now things are starting to add up. So what I want to do here is charge to 2 Hydro Cannons, so I can throw straight on the Dragonite when it comes out, and hopefully win this game. So that's able to KO from that range, save up the second Hydro Cannon, and be able to, and that takes out the Dragonite as well. So able to take that win, which is really, really good. So jumping straight into the next one. So those Gyarados matches aren't terrible. It's what comes out next that you could have a problem with, as long as they don't shield. So this is not ideal. So really got to be careful of the wild charges. Usually people will build up to 2 wild charges and then throw. So I've gone straight for the close combat. Unfortunately, it was blocked. So here I'm just going to let this go, hoping it's a mirror shot. And it is. So they do throw back-to-back mirror shots, and this will take me out. So for this one, I'll come in with the Swampert, because Swampert's obviously going to be able to farm them down a lot better. Wondering whether this is going to be the mirror shot or the wild charge. It is just the mirror shot, so able to do absolutely no damage whatsoever to me, and then take it out with the Hydro. Out comes the Venusaur, and then I throw the Earthquake and it gets shielded, so that's horrible for me. So now I've let Venusaur get some energy, and yeah, swapped it out, and I've got Gyarados and Venusaur to deal with in the back, so really not good for my backline at all. So the flying typing of Gyarados is going to put me in a bit of pain. I do need to shield this up, even though it is an Aqua Tail, because I want to get to another Night Slash to pressure shields and potentially take this down. So when I say pressure shields, they have no shields left. So I want to shield this up because I know they're going to have back-to-back Frenzy Plants here. But that's absolutely fine. I need to be able to take that on, and I did try to swap out and not able to get to my Hydro Cannon to do some chip damage. To be fair, that wouldn't have resulted in a win, so their backline was just really I didn't have the answers to their backline, so really bad on me there, but got sort of relatively close-ish. So again, into Politoed on the lead. So this is a really interesting lead. So it's going to be running Surf here. I let the first one go through. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage. So just under 50% when you add in the fast moves as well. Throw into my Leaf Blade there. And so what I'll do is shield this up. So I'll match their shield here, and I should be able to get to my second Leaf Blade before they can get to another Surf, able to do so. Let's see what they want to do. So obviously here, they've decided to shield up, and I'll do the same. So let's see if I can get to a next Leaf Blade before they're able to, and I am. So got to the Leaf Blade and able to take out the Politoed. Out comes a Togekiss, which is really bad. You do not want Obstagoon matched up against that. So really glad I won switch there, and let's see if I'm able to take this out. So they make a swap into the Venusaur. A little bit slow to the swap there, but at least it didn't catch my charge move, so happy days. So I'll throw straight into the Night Slash and just try and do some chip damage here. So they're going to take me out with this, and then I'm going to come in with the Swampert to throw Earthquake. So Earthquake should be taking it out at this range. Unfortunately, Togekiss has a charge move, so it's able to throw the Ancient Power and then fast move farm me down. So another really close game, but wasn't able to get the win. So, I mean, what do people think? What are my better matches? Because to be honest, I don't think I've got a good team balance there with the Obstagoon, so I think that thing's out of here, and I'm going to try something else. What have people been trying with Obstagoon? What do you think matches better? Should I run it on the lead? Any advice is always useful, because I'm really struggling around the mid-level 8, and I do want to start boosting that up. So any advice, always welcome. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully it was useful for someone, even if it was showing you what not to do in a couple of those games. So I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.